Hi guys, welcome to the first part of this week's Coffin Hero Show, taking you through the new releases into the store in terms of graphic novels and hardcovers. Nice big Absolute here as well. So these are all the new releases going onto the racks this coming Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. Obviously the new releases, as I say, are now over by the new release single issues. You know, you've got our new previews boards are there just to keep you up to date with everything that's coming out as well. Obviously any pre-orders, just let us know and we'll get those out of your pull list. So yeah, plenty to get through this week. As I say, so we're going to kick things off with a nice big edition, and this is the Absolute Superman by Geoff Johns and Gary Frank. As you can see, that is a gloriously large edition. This is essentially collecting all the stuff these guys worked on together. So you had Legion of Superheroes, you had Superman Brainiac, Superman Secret Origin, all together for the first time, all collected. You've got some material from New Krypton Special, Action Comics 900 especially, as well. I mean, Gary Frank is without a doubt one of the best artists around, so being able to blow up his art to this sort of scale and this sort of level is definitely a positive thing. Next up, we have the latest selection of the DC Compact Editions. I mean, I've talked at length about these before. I think these are real game changers for the industry. Already we had Watchmen and Batman Court of Owls come out. So two new ones this week. So we have Far Sector, first of all, which is your Green Lantern tale. Brilliantly written, this one. Jamal Campbell on art, N.K. Jemisin on writing duties, who was a best-selling author, I believe, before coming into comics. So again, you get a full sort of 12 issues for that £9 price point. And speaking of Superman, we have one of the most iconic Superman stories of all time hitting this edition, which is All-Star Superman. Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely, rumoured to be very, very heavily involved in the upcoming Superman live-action movie, or a big basis for it. And again, all 12 issues in there for £9. So I say, the more titles DC get out like that, I think the better for comic stores. It's such an attractive price point. It will bring in a legion of new readers, I reckon. But as I say, off to a good start. Hopefully they keep it up. On to a couple of hardcovers next. So first of all, we have the Department of Truth, The Complete Conspiracy, Volume 1. So this is the hardcover collection, which collects Department of Truth 1 to 17. Department of Truth from James Tynion IV and Martin Simmons. Very X-Files-y, very conspiracy-based. One of Image's best titles around at the moment. We also have a hardcover in for the Cyberpunk 2077 Library Edition. Again, Volume 1. So this collects Cyberpunk 2077 Trauma Team, You Have My Word, and Blackout. So 3 different 4-issue miniseries, all collected in a glorious hardcover. Next up, I'll show them all at once. So we're getting in again all of the Batman One Bad Day hardcovers. So these, of course, were all one-shot stories focusing on different Batman villains and how one bad day can essentially shape who they become. So you've got Riddler there, you've got Clayface, you've got Mr. Freeze, which was my personal favourite. You've got Catwoman, you've got Bane, and you've got Ra's al Ghul. And there's 2 others beyond that which are both on the shelves at the moment. Next up, we have X-Men the Animated Series, Feared and Hated. So this is collecting some of the older X-Men animated series stuff. This collects X-Men Adventures, the 1992 run, numbers 1 to 8, so linked into the original cartoon run. Back in stock this week is Night Terrors, the hardcover. So we've had the sort of tie-in series hardcovers on the shelves, but this has been out of stock for a few weeks, but back in stock, and one of DC's most recent events, obviously horror-based, and that is the mainline title to go with the tie-ins that are over there. Next up, we have Avengers Twilight Dreaming. So this is the second Avengers trade paperback for the current Jed MacKay run. CF Villa on art, and this collects issues 7 to 11. Also back in stock this week is Berserker. So the Kenny Reeves, Matt Kent, Ron Garney Immortal Tale. Obviously has been set up for some kind of adaptation into live action. It was a 12-issue series in total, and now they've started to release a couple of one-shots along the way as well. So back in stock are the first 3 volumes, that collects the first 12 issues, and then you've got one starting to collect those one-shots as well, called Bloodlines. I've mentioned Department of Truth before there, and obviously with the hardcover in, but we also got the trade paperbacks back in stock. So again, all 4 volumes released so far, if you want to play a complete catch-up on Tynion and Martin Simmons' title. This was a really good title actually, called Eve, from Victor Lavelle, art by Joe Mee Gyung. A very much end of the world tale, but the sort of the person to save us is not some muscle-bound astronaut or some genius who managed to survive. It's basically a young mysterious girl called Eve and her robot pet teddy bear. Really, really good. Really good art to it, especially. Very impressive. Back in stock this week, Gideon Falls, the rural horror tale from Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. Ran for 30 issues in total. So this is the first 6, I believe. Yep, first 6 issues. Another couple of ones back in stock this week. I'm a big fan of the series Grimm from Stephanie Phillips and Flaviano, dealing with the daughter of the Grim Reaper. Been 3 volumes so far. Volume 2 is on the shelf, so volume 1 and 2 back in stock just to make sure we have the whole run there. Next up, we have a Modern Era Epic Collection for Hawkeye. This is volume 1. This is collecting the 2009 to 2011 issues. This covers New Avengers, The Reunion 1-4, Hawkeye and Mockingbird 1-6, Widowmaker 1-4, Hawkeye Blind Spot 1-4, and material from Dark Reign, New Nation, and Enter the Heroic Age. So one for you Hawkeye fans. Next up is JSA, The Golden Age. So from James Robinson and Paul Smith. They make comics history and redefine an era in this classic Elseworlds tale. So yeah, this looks, I might have to check that one out myself. Next up again, a couple of gap fillers. Obviously, we've spoken before about the amount of effort we put into the Image Comics section. So we're trying to keep on top of that. So anytime something sells, get it back in stock. Keep, complete runs of graphic novels in stock at all times. So we sold a few volumes of Lazarus last week. So again, just getting these back in stock. The great title from Greg Rucka and Michael Lark. Back in stock this week is Murder Falcon, Daniel Warren Johnson's absolutely phenomenal tale. Eisner nominated title, no less. 8-issue miniseries in total. This really does have a bit of everything. It has the feels, it has the great storytelling, it has the action, it has the stunning art, it has the original ideas. Yeah, just an absolutely compelling read and fantastic artwork, as I said. Nailbiter back in stock this week as well. So volume 1, again, just trying to keep all of the volumes on the shelf. We got Chip Zdarsky's Public Domain back in stock this week as well. A bit of a comic that hits a little close to home. It's essentially all to do with, it's clearly loosely based on Siegel and Schuster. But the idea is that, this guy created this superhero, got paid very, very little for it. Giant corporations got their fingers into it, and now it's like the biggest thing in the world, but he gets nothing for it. So yeah, really, really good stuff, but it's all about like that sort of artistic satisfaction versus financial satisfaction. Back in stock again is Rock Candy Mountain, so the collected edition back in stock. Would mention this a few weeks ago. Big fans of this from Kyle Stark. So again, that complete edition is back in stock. We have Spider-Woman by Steve Fox. This is the 5-issue recent miniseries. It also collects material from Amazing Spider-Man number 31 as well. So Spider-Woman Gang War. We have Void Rivals back in stock. So of course the kickoff title for the Energon universe. Even before Transformers had started, even before Duke and Scarlet and Cobra Commander, all the rest. Before all that, there was Void Rivals. So that is very much the formation of the Energon universe. So highly recommended. We have Walking Dead Volume 1 back in stock. Again, just as soon as we get it in, it goes straight back out the door. Arguably Image's most famous ever series at this point, although Spawn or Saga may have a word about that. And then we finish off with probably my pick for title of the week, and that is Wonder Woman, the first trade paperback. This, of course, is Tom King, Daniel Sampere's run. This has been, if you listen to the podcast at all, there's been so many issues of this have been picks of the month. Incredible title. Wonder Woman's not a character I have an awful lot of stock in, but this is like straight to the top of my read pile every single week. So this collects Wonder Woman 1-6 as well as material from Wonder Woman 800. So there's 2 different covers. So you have your standard cover, which is your Daniel Sampere. That was the issue 1 cover, and this was the issue 1 variant for the single issues as well from Artgerm, and that is your direct market comic store exclusive cover. So yeah, plenty in this week as ever. Again, keeping the shelves topped up as much as possible. Obviously getting the new stuff in as well. Make sure to check back later or possibly first thing tomorrow. We'll see. I have a lot to do today. A lot to do. So we will have a single issues video up, of course, as well. If I get a chance, I'll get it up later on today, or as I say, it might be first thing tomorrow. Just one final note is that I will be here tomorrow on Wednesday on New Comic Book Day. Chris has been recovering from a little bit of tooth trouble, so he will be back on Thursday, and then he'll be on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, fingers crossed. he is back and raring to go. So, as I say, that's everything going on the shelves this week. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. Hope pretty useful as ever. And I look forward to seeing you in store throughout the week. Until then, take it easy.